What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Mike and Ed podcast. I'm your host, Ant, with my other host, Mike. Mike, what's going on? Championship weekend.
Championship weekend, looking for a good couple of games, but I'm also trying to swim through this snow out here in Massachusetts. Luckily, you don't got to deal with it.
Now, out here on the West Coast, we just get rain. That's our
Yep.
winter.
Well, I'll tell you this. Let me use a sneaky spot to plug in the sponsor because tomorrow when I got a shovel, I'm gonna need a tub of that W energy. So everybody that needs a little bit of energy out here, make sure you hit that QR code, put in Mob Squad 508 for 10% off all your purchases. But let's dive into these games.
Well, right now the Patriots defense might need some W energy because they're getting killed by Jared Stidham in his first drive as the Broncos march down the field and got the score. The AFC Championship game is going on right now as we are recording. The Patriots enter this game as 5.5 point favorites. Mike, I know the game's already going on, but what's your thoughts on this game?
And I know that the Broncos went up 6-0, probably about to be 7-0, but I still got the Patriots covering. I think that eventually Stidham's gonna turn the ball over. I think Drake may play enough that he's covered the spread. What are your thoughts?
Um, I think the Broncos are going to cover, but I still think if the Patriots are going to win, as we talked about off air, Drake May has not played well in these playoffs. He's played just as bad as CJ Stroud, but he's not getting the heat that CJ Stroud is getting because the Patriots keep winning. His defense really has bailed them out in these playoffs. But for the first time in these playoffs, they're actually trailing. So it'll be interesting to see how Drake May will be able to respond and that Patriots offense be able to respond. And let's not overlook this Broncos defense. I know Josh Allen put up 30 on them, but for the most part, their defense only holds teams like 14 to 17 points per game. So it's going to be a struggle for the Patriots. But I still think I agree with you. I think Stidham is going to make some mistakes, and I think the Patriots will capitalize on those, and I think they'll win and pull it out. But I think it'll be like a 17-14 type of game.
I got no issues with that. I think that's definitely plausible. I would say, and also Drake May, regardless of MVP discussion, he's not Josh Allen. So I mean Josh Allen dropped 30 on them with 5 turnovers. I don't
Yeah,
think Drake May really has the ability to do that.
it might be
Um,
some of those big stocky quarterbacks because the two quarterbacks that have given the Broncos the most trouble was Josh Allen last week and then Jackson Dart, who
well,
is like a shorter Josh Allen, but he's very stocky, even though he's only 6'3", he's listed at 225, 230.
keep it very simple. Drake May is gonna have to play lights out today, and I'm gonna say Booty is the X factor because Diggs will get. I think Diggs will get his. But you're gonna need something, at least a touchdown and 70 plus yards from somebody else on that team. So whether you decide to use Henderson out the backfield or one of these other guys get going, I know Hollins is back, but I don't know. I don't see him as a threat as some of these people out here may see him in New England. I'm
Um,
looking at Booty and Dig. What'd you say?
I was say, yeah, I don't see him as a threat either. Like Buffalo, as thin as their receiving core is, they got rid of him for a reason.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, him showing up barefoot in the snow doesn't impress me much.
Yeah, me neither. And I
And
will say too, you said Diggs will get his, but I don't know about that because like I think they're gonna put what's his name, Patrick Surtain on him.
I get it, but I just think Diggs is too good of a player to not at least get his. But remember, what his is right now isn't the same as when he was putting up a buck 50. But I still got him for probably 70 yards in the tub.
Yeah, I mean he's getting older. He's like 33 now.
Yeah, he's still moving good. I just don't think he's gonna put up those type of numbers.
But I will say this though, if Jared Stidham somehow wins this game, I think this year will look bad on Belichick because he was playing musical chairs between Jared Stidham and Mac Jones, and we saw what Mac Jones looked like with the Niners, what Kyle Shanahan was able to do with him. If
Yep.
Sean Payton can somehow make Jared Stidham win this game, it looks bad on Belichick on his development of both quarterbacks.
Yeah, it does, and we all know he's a defensive guy, so maybe it just is what it is.
Yeah, but I still say, and we talked about this earlier in the season when Mac Jones was balling out with the Niners. I think what killed his development, and you just maybe make the argument too, is Stidham. You put Matt Patricia, a defensive guy, as your offensive coordinator. Like that.
Yeah,
That's what killed Mac Jones, in my opinion.
yeah, I agree with everything you just said, bro.
All right. So, I mean, anything else you want to touch on the AFC Championship game, or should we move on to the NFC?
No, it's gonna just to end it. It's gonna take the best game of his life for Jared Stidham to win this game, even with the defense he has. So if he wins this game, he'll probably get a good contract next year. He might get a chance starting somewhere. We'll see if he could do it.
Yeah, we'll see. It means off to a great start in this first quarter. We'll see if we can continue. But we'll move on to the NFC Championship game. It is a NFC West showdown. The Seahawks, they're playing all divisional games in these playoffs. They played the Niners last week. They get the Rams this week. Seattle with their number one defense against the Rams. The Seahawks are 2.5 point favorites at home. The Rams, even though Seattle has the number one defense, the Rams so far this season seem to be the only team to put up numbers against that defense, which as Rams fans gives us confidence. But for Seattle, Zach Charbonnet, he tore his ACL last week, so it's going to be all Kenneth Walker, which might be a good thing because I always believe he was the better back anyway.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts on the NFC Championship game?
First, I'll touching on the Kenneth Walker. That's definitely a good thing. I've touched on that Charbonnet stuff. They've hand-fed in touchdowns all season when really Walker should have got those touchdowns. When he brings you all the way down the field, and then you have him break your touchdown record because you give him the gimmies, because he
Broke,
fell.
he broke Marshawn Lynch's franchise touchdown record.
Yep, and wasn't warranted. He's really not worthy of it. That's the crazy part. But um, I expect Walker to have a good game. He's going to be the X factor in this game for me. I think if he gets going, it could be a big problem for the Rams. I think they have a good idea of what they do with Smith and Jigba because he hasn't really went crazy on the Rams. Putting Puka as the X factor for the Rams because I know he had the little argument with the cornerbacks last time and he went for 225, 2 touchdowns. So I know there's some heat there. So this game's gonna come down to Donald and Stafford and who can protect the ball better. Um, I guess if you're going off of history, Stafford might give you one. I'm not saying he won't, but what I'm saying is when it comes to history, Donald's averaging like 3 turnovers a game with the
Oh, he,
Rams.
he leads the league in turnovers.
But not even just that. I mean, with the Rams, 4 interceptions one game. I think he
Mm.
had 2 interceptions and a fumble, or either way, 3 turnovers the next game. If he does anything more than 1 turnover, that's why the Seahawks lose this game. Um, what is the spread going in?
Seattle's 2.5 point favorite.
Well, I got the Rams winning, so I guess the spread doesn't matter. I have this being a very close.
Yeah, I see this being a close game too. Both games that they played this year were pretty close. Um, to me, if Seattle wins this game, their defense has to play like the number one defense, and they're gonna have to force a couple turnovers on Stafford. The one thing that's concerning for me is that the Rams O line did not play well last week. Like the Bears, who have no pass rush, was able to get to Stafford and sacked him a season high last week 4 times. And we know Seattle, they have a better defense than Chicago. So if the old line has to play better, most definitely, to give Stafford some time. And you're right, Stafford is capable of giving you one or two, but so is Sam Darnold. So to me, this is going to come down to who has the fewest turnovers, and then which defense makes the crucial plays at the right time. The Rams defense did play better last week, but overall for the last 2 months, they have not been very good. So we'll see, but I have no confidence in Sam Darnold. I do think though if Seattle wins this game, it's gonna be because of their defense and their running game.
I'd say one thing, right? I think that Sam Donald has a problem of sometimes saying things he shouldn't say, like when he said he was seeing ghosts,
Yeah,
right?
with the Jets.
I believe a week ago he said that he plays the Rams, thinks someone's open, he's gonna rip it. They're gonna bait him. He's gonna throw interceptions again for that mind state. You shouldn't even tell them that. So they're gonna let you think stuff's open, and he's gonna mess around and throw 2, 3 interceptions again. That would be my guess on this game. But even with him throwing 3 interceptions, Seattle's so good. This is still gonna probably be a one-score game. But I
Oh
think
yeah,
he might.
yeah, my bad. Sorry.
No, what I was gonna say is I think he might have 1 turnover too many.
Yeah, so I was gonna say though, like, to your point, the first time they played, or this season, he had 4 interceptions, but they only lost by, like, 2,
Yep.
and then the second time, he had, like, maybe 2 or 3 turnovers, but they still won the game in overtime.
You see?
So yeah, and another thing that we haven't talked about too is Seattle's special teams. Seattle's really good on special teams, and that hurt us in
Very
the second
advantage.
game, and
Yep.
it pretty much killed the Niners last week. And the Rams, their weakness has been special teams all season. We have one of the worst special teams unit in the league, so
Yep.
special teams still play a factor in this game.
100%. I just think that this game comes down to is Donald not protecting the ball. I do believe Seattle will keep it close because as an overall team, they're good. But I think that when it comes to a one possession game, I'm giving the nod to Stafford, which is why I believe the Rams will win by probably one score.
Now, maybe this is because the game was a blowout, but last week Seattle, their mindset was they turned Sam Darnold to a game manager. He only threw 17 passes, and
Yeah.
they just ran the ball down the Niners' throat. Their
Mhm.
game plan was gonna run the ball, play great defense. You see them doing that again this week. Just have
Well,
Sam throw the ball 15, 17 times, and that's it.
that is fair, but I don't think Puna and Kobe and them will let you run the ball down our throat the way that the Niners allowed you to do that. The Niners are a banged up team. At the middle of our defense is actually a strength when it comes to run. So if you can get to the corners, because I don't think that Verse and Byron Young's a little banged up. I don't think our edges always set the corner how they should. But the middle of the defense, we ain't having that. So it's gonna be difficult, especially without having another back to switch and go back where they trust with, meaning when Charbonnet can come in. Um, I just don't see Kenneth Walker being able to unlock the middle of this. He's gonna have to get to the outside, and I think that Donald's gonna have to throw at least 25 to 30 times this game. 17 won't be enough to beat the Rams. You won't beat us like that. You beat a team that's badly injured, you know, on
Yeah,
every facet of the ball.
bunch of practice squad guys on that defense.
Yeah, some of those D line guys just got there, so it's just gonna be a little different. But I do believe Kenneth Walker is great. Can he have a big game on the Rams? Yeah, just not up the middle. You're not gonna get it like that.
Well, Cooper Cup last week had his best game as a Seahawk. We'll see what he does this week against his former team as he's trying to get back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I think Cooper Cup gets in the end zone today for sure. I think he gets his revenge, and I don't even think it makes him feel good to score that touchdown. But I believe that he gets in the end zone.
All right, so yeah, both of us got the Rams winning. We're gonna
Yeah,
have Rams Pats part 3.
yeah, that's what we've been asking for a while now. But with that being said, let them know where to find us. Let's dive into these games.
All right, yeah, we'll dive into these games. Right now, the Broncos are making a fool out of us as they're marching down the field right now as we speak. But you can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. And as Mike said earlier, make sure you scan that QR code, type in the promo code MobSquad508, and get 10% off on all Doobie Energy products. And yeah, that's it.
Let's get out of here, my brother. I'll talk to you
All right.
during the rest game.
All right. Peace.